Hey everyone, it is day 24 of VEDA, and for day 24 of VEDA, it is a rant. In other words, what gets your goat, what gets you mad. For me, this is pretty easy to think of because just last month I went to VidCon in California, so I flew across country, and what got my goat was air travel. Now I love air travel in general, but this airline, United Airlines, I will never fly with them again, by the way. They handled everything so poorly, from overcharging me and then not refunding me the amount they're supposed to, only refunding part of it. It was just a total mess. I don't care that they made a mistake. I could see the computer glitch and it charged me double for something, but then when they go and they don't fix the problem, and then when you call them, they say, oh yeah, it'll be fixed later, but they only fixed part of it, and then you have to call again, and then they say, no, we don't do that on the weekends. You have to call back on the weekday, and it's like, why do I have to do all this work for some problem that you made? That was to start it off before I even got on the plane. So that part, I was already mad. Secondly, they charged $50 for the baggage fee, which is not a surprise. I understood that in the agreement ahead of time. Not a problem. But then when I checked in, me and my nephew both checked in, same time, everything. They put our bags on the conveyor belt, exact same time, same plane, everything. My bag arrives, his doesn't. Well, they still charge you the $50 even though the bag didn't arrive. What? So somehow his bag was in Arizona, mine came to California. I'm like, no problem, come back to the airport. I'm not coming back to the airport. My hotel is 20 miles away from the airport as it is. I don't have a car. These people are crazy. Like, they ended up bringing my bag the next day, dropping it off at the airport or at the hotel I was at. But when they dropped it off, the bag was damaged. I mean, horribly damaged. It was ripped and scuffed and just everything. Nothing was missing out of the bag. That was good. But it was just badly damaged. Now, I already filed a claim because the bag was missing and all this stuff, so I didn't think anything of it. I said, okay, I'll deal with this when I get back. So when I get back, tried to deal with this, and they say, sorry, you have to report this within 24 hours. So, what do you mean? They said, well, this is our policy. If you don't do it within 24 hours, then we're not going to fix your bag. Then that's it. So what do you mean? I said, well, is it your policy to lose my bag? And they're like, well, no, it's not our policy to do that, but you still should have reported it within 24 hours. How can I report it in 24 hours? I didn't even have my bag when I landed. It's crazy. I've had other airports where, you know, they've lost my bag or they've damaged my bag, and when it came in the conveyor belt, it was just like wrapped in, you know, plastic bag. I take it right to the thing and they fix the problem right away. But nope, not United. All they do, and purposely, I think they really didn't lose my nephew's bag. I think they saw how badly it was damaged, so they held it so that I couldn't bring it right to the airport check area and show it to them and say, hey, listen, it's damaged, whatever. I think they, you know, fraudulently did this. I think they simply saw the damage of the bag and they held on to the bag and said, oh no, it's in Arizona, we'll bring it to you when it arrives, knowing that it would be longer than 24 hours and I couldn't make the claim. So United, you're a horrible business, and I hope no one ever flies with you. But also, another problem I had with them, you know, the overhead bins. Now, I purchased extra legroom because I'm a tall guy. I like the extra legroom. Every airline, just about every airline does this. They allow you one carry-on, which goes in the overhead bin, and one personal item such as a purse or a camera bag, and that would go in the seat in front of you. Well, I only bring in one carry-on because I don't want anything to go in the seat in front of me because I want that extra legroom because I'm tall, right? So I only have one carry-on. When I got on the plane, they said, well, our plane's overbooked and the overheads are all full. So you have to put your bag underneath your seat. My carry-on bag, which is just a backpack, is even smaller than most carry-ons anyway. I was mad. I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. I need an overhead bin. What I don't understand is, and United's not the only one that does this, so I'm not just hampering on them for this one, but over the overhead bin, it even says, for instance, this says 12A, 12B, 12C. It has your seat number listed on the overhead bin. How, if I'm in seat 12A and there's something in seat 12A, who put that there? They need to move it to whatever seat they're in. Here's the problem. they said the overhead bins are full. You know why the overhead bins are full? Because some people have 2 bags in that overhead bin. They're not supposed to. Or they have oversized bags in that overhead bin. Now, I was on a flight coming back from London a few months back, and I had the same incident with another thing, but they did make room and they found me a spot, like 2 seats back, which is fine. I had overhead thing. But I was talking to the guy next to me, and we arrived in Washington, D.C., and it took them an hour to have the jetty attached to the plane, so he actually missed his flight. He had a connection flight, which was going to leave 45 minutes from after we landed, so he missed his flight, and good. You'll know why. But anyway, he saw me complain, like when I first got on the plane, I'm like, hey, I don't have any room for my overhead bag. And the stewardess was nice enough to help me, and she made room a couple seats back and put my bag in there. He didn't say a thing. So after all that, talking to him, he's like, yeah, I got a connection flight to Atlanta, all this stuff. And it turns out he's missing his connection flight because of the jetty not attaching to the plane properly in Washington, D.C. So anyway, it turned out when we finally got everything attached and we're getting off the plane, he reaches up and right there in the overhead bin right above our seats, he has 2 big rolling suitcases. He was the problem. He had 2 rolling suitcases. So they allowed him on the plane with 2 rolling suitcases, and it was blocking up all that space. The space that I could have had right over my head with my bag. Now see, that is the problem. That's the problem. Either reduce the size of the bags you allow these people to take on the plane, or enforce the rules. And just simply, hey, if it says 12A, yours is 12A. Period. That's it. If you don't, like it, then, maybe there'll be an opening if somebody doesn't have a carry-on at all. Then you can use that. But that's it. Make them check their bags. Well, that's my rant. I hope you guys enjoyed this little rant, and a different side of me, of course. But anyway, hope you get out of this that air travel is fun. But no, really, it really is fun. Just this one really bad experience right here. But anyway, I don't plan to fly with this company anymore. I'm flying with other companies I flew with and had better experiences. So I hope you guys have fun, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.